So this is episode 4 of the Getting Started podcast, the podcast where we talk to other content creators, one second bro, in the early stages of their career. No, it's blessed. No, keep going, go. No, it's better. It's better, bro. Woo. Here's your mic.
Thank you.
How's it going, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Today's guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name's Noah and I'm from Australia.
Oh, nice. Where in Australia are you from, bro?
I'm from Melbourne.
I love Melbourne. Melbourne was fucking cool. Right, so, Noah, you've got a little project you've been working on, correct?
That is correct.
And what is that project? Would you like to share it with us?
Yeah, so basically I'm doing a documentary subject for uni.
Yeah.
So the main assignment for that, worth 50% of my grade, is a 3-minute documentary.
Oh, nice.
And so I've decided to do that on gem mining in rural Cambodia. Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's sick. How did you even come up with the idea to go to the... Did they give you help coming up with the idea, or they just say...
No.
Come up with something?
Yeah, so they give you full free reign.
Really?
Whatever idea you want.
That's fucking cool, though, that is.
Oh, it's really cool. I mean, they don't expect people to travel and, study at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some people overseas and they film, from home. And like, a family member. But I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like, I'm traveling down. Like, I was coming through Vietnam and, it was nearby. I was like, this is an interesting topic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But do most people stay in Australia and do their documentaries there then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's an online subject, so you don't have to be physically present.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are doing, in-person subjects as well, so they're going to be in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And they're quite restricted in what they can film there.
So I'm guessing your course is to do with, media. What are you actually studying?
Oh, well, believe it or not, I study economics.
What, really?
Yeah.
So how has this come about then?
Well, the uni I go to, Melbourne University, offers their undergraduate degrees, in a unique way compared to different unis. So our courses are 3 years, and you've got your core electives and major subjects.
Yeah.
So you can choose what you major in. So my general degree is Bachelor of Commerce.
Yeah.
But I'm majoring in economics.
Yeah.
But then outside of those general subjects, you can choose breadth subjects.
Yeah.
So that is from other faculties like art or science or fine art.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm doing with one of these subjects is...
Yeah. That's fucking cool though, that is. And is it just... How did you come up with the idea to go to the mine? Was that just from travelling? Or was it just
no.
This mine would be a good idea?
Well, I never would have come up with it myself, honestly, travelling. Every traveller I met, in Phnom Penh or Siem Reap, just main tourist backpacker areas in Cambodia. No one had heard of the area I'd been to, which was called Ban Luang in the Ratanakiri province.
Yeah.
So I came across this through Wall Street Bets. Post.
Wall Street Bets.
Wall Street Bets on.
Oh yeah.
So it's a Reddit. I'm not sure if it was a screenshot or on Reddit.
Yeah.
I'm not one to scroll on, but I came across this one and I had to look at it. It sparked my interest.
Yeah.
And I was like. So I looked up the full post and then went through the comments, and so it's basically this guy claiming to have cornered 90% of the market of this gem that is commonly found in this region. Called zircon.
Zircon. Oh, nice.
So zircon.
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 Yeah.
ZIRCON.
Yeah.
And he claimed it was a competitor to diamonds.
Yeah.
It was.
Has it got the same use as diamonds though? Can it be used? Is it not just a pretty stone to put on rings? Can it be used in surgical tools and stuff?
No, it can't. So it's not nowhere near as strong as diamonds. It looks nice and it's cool. Although I can't remember if it was. I haven't looked too much into its actual structural integrity. The gem side of things.
Yeah, you're making a video. You're not a geologist, are you? You're making a documentary.
Exactly. But anyway, that sparked my interest, and he talked about how he's ethical. And then I looked in the comments to his posts, and I saw that. What did I say? I saw that people were sourcing these websites and documents or whatever of how dangerous it is and unethical because they use children, people die, people get injured all the time. And I was like, oh, that could actually be really fascinating to film about. That is a captivating film. But
that's fucking cool though. Still, and how did you get over there then? Did you have to because if it's far out the way, I can't imagine there's tourists. There's not a fucking bus to the mine, is there? Let's be honest. How did you get there?
Yeah, so I stayed in the city, I guess you call it, or town of Ban Luang.
Yeah.
And so I bussed from Phnom Penh to get there, a little minivan.
Yeah.
It was quite the experience. So there's a motorbike and 9 people in this 7-seater, and it was just crazy.
That sounds crazy, bro.
But yeah, so to get to the mines, I got a tour guide.
Yeah.
Because obviously the miners wouldn't speak English.
Yeah, definitely.
So I used the tour guide as my interpreter. So he drove me out there.
Yeah.
And then answered a bunch of my questions.
Props to him, man. And was it just one mine you went to, or did they have like a bunch of mines in that town?
It was one mine, one area for mines.
Yeah.
So the way the mines work is there's these big holes in the ground, just big enough for a person to fit down. And they got a hole.
Oh, really? Like it's literally just like a fucking tunnel.
It's a fucking tunnel.
That's fucked.
Yeah. So it's tunnel straight down, and they've got tunnels, and they've got multiple holes. Like this is in a rubber tree plantation.
Yeah,
so you can imagine it's like grid lines, right? And each like gridded square has like a hole in it. Or
did you get to go down or like hold a camera down?
I held a camera down.
Yeah.
But I didn't go myself. I was like, fuck that.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. A bit claustrophobic,
very claustrophobic. And yeah, so
that's crazy.
Crazy mines.
Because mining's big in Australia. Have you ever seen the mines in Australia? Yeah, because you have to drive down some of them. Like that's crazy. That just a vertical, like a vertical drop. Yeah,
literally vertical. And the only way to get down was like they made a makeshift ladder in the earth, like putting some footholds.
Yeah.
And they climbed up.
Of course they did. Not even an actual ladder.
No,
like a
ladder or rope.
Yeah.
I mean, they dig with their hands and like spades, like really thin, like just sticks. Spades. And then they just like put it all in a bucket under there, and they do have a pulley system to get the bucket up.
Yeah.
But that's like the only thing we have it for.
And was it overall an ethical mine? Was there like did you see kids working there, or was it just like
surprisingly no kids?
Really?
Yeah, I was quite shocked. I was like, all right, maybe in the past there were, but then I was talking to him and the miner and my tour guide, and they're like, no, we haven't had kids since its inception in like 1996.
That's fucking crazy.
And back then, anything. Like, but nowadays it's decent. Like it seems like fair treatment. For the most part, of course, it's not the most ideal job. Like it's a very heavy job. Like physically strained.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, they work I think 6, 7 a.m. till like 3, 4 p.m.
Yeah.
So decently long days to be doing.
It's hard work, obviously.
Manual labor.
But that's just how it is here. Like you look at fucking Thailand, you've got kids like, and obviously this is Cambodia, but like even in like Bangkok, you've got kids like just work. Like you've got kids selling roses and food on the street. So it's kind of like a different world here. So that's kind of good that they're like, we don't need kids here. Like we can just get adults.
It's really good, and I think it's mostly because there is a lot of legitimacy to these mines. Because in the past, they mined off like public land and lots of trouble with police, government, whatever. And so they kept on getting shut down, whatnot. But now they mine on private land. And so there's a big boss who rents this land. And then the miners work for him. And so they're not salaried. They're in, so if they don't find any gems that day, they get $8 each a day, USD. And if they find gems, which they normally do, they find like 15, 20.
Well, that's a good work incentive, really. Like, they still get paid, but there's like an incentive to do well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. So I quite like that, and it was $8 specifically so they could feed their family. That's really nice. So I mean, I thought that was cool. I mean, sure, they'd be getting paid more. But at least there's a guarantee. It's not like they're doing this with the hope of finding a gem and then
It's not like lost hope sort of thing. And did you get to like not interview, because I know you needed a translator, but did you get to like speak to the people there to get messages across, or was that just like too difficult?
No, I did try. So I had like about an hour with this guy, or maybe 30 minutes, and I used my guide as a translator. And I mean, it wasn't quite what I was hoping for. I was hoping to base my entire documentary mostly around like the interview with the miner.
Of course.
But his responses were relatively short. Like these guys, chances are that they aren't educated. Like that's what they said. They're like, there's no one goes to school here. Like, I mean,
and not just that. I'm guessing you just turned up. They didn't expect to have this fucking like camera show up, you know what I mean? It's like, like that's just to be, because we've just done this now to spring that on someone. It's hard to just be like, oh yeah, here's the rundown of the mine. Like they're just going to say what they can think of at the time, obviously. And what did you film everything on? Was it like, is it just obviously a camera, but like did you do it on your phone, or was it like?
I literally just did it all on my phone.
That's
I had
sick.
one small tripod, maybe this big, and sends out. That was it. So I was really not using much.
Just completely on the phone,
Completely on the phone.
That's crazy.
Footage turned out alright, I'm not gonna lie. Like, we've got some cool shots.
Yeah.
Got a really cool closing shot, which I'm kind of basing the whole documentary about. I'm still editing it.
Yeah.
So I haven't really picked the storyline quite yet.
Yeah.
Got a lot of interesting material to work with.
And is this the first time you've tried to make content, basically, or have you had like a little bit of practice before or anything?
I've had a bit of practice before. I mean, I made a couple videos back in the day. What was it for? So in year 10 in the high school, I was working on this project to improve my school's bike parking, so that was a big problem.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was parking in the fences.
I love how they've got the fucking students involved in that, like,
yeah,
rather than there's just teachers and the council getting involved. It's like,
so.
Let's see what the students think.
You'd think so, but that's the thing. No, like, it wasn't getting brought up or wasn't being dealt with. And like, we realized this. There was a group of us, and we were like, oh yeah, let's solve this.
Let's do something about it.
Let's do something about it. Anyway, so we brought it to the principal and whatnot. And I won't lie, the principal secured the funding, like 50 grand.
But you're kids, how the fuck were you going to get that? You know what I mean? Like,
like, we're in year 10, we're fucking 16 years old or something. But then after that, like, we worked with the principal and leadership team, and we got it done, and then we created a infomercial for it, a video to show to the school. And that was probably my first time making a proper proper video, bit of content. We used a drone as well. It was quite a fun project.
It's ace, isn't it?
And also was quite proud of our project in general, like because $50,000 worth of new bike parking, that's no joke.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a good thing to document though, like the process of that.
For sure.
Yeah, and was there multiple people working on that, or was that just you? Like,
I mean, there was a group of 3 of us students. I was kind of unofficial leader of the group. And that's cool though. That's real cool. Like, as a bit of context, we went to a leadership school camp thing. It was like 9 weeks long. Previous year, and one of the main things to that was creating this community learning project. And so that was our thing. So we thought of something back home, and there was the bike parking being a problem, and we're like, all right, we'll base our CLP on the bike parking back home and improve it. And so that's how the group of us met, and that's how we ended up bringing it to the principal. But then the other 2 kind of like slacked off as a year went on.
That's fair enough.
It's fine, we got it done.
That's cool though. Still, like, that's fucking really interesting. And I'm guessing was that like kind of what inspired you to start make the documentary? Do you think was that like?
I mean, look, I enjoy a bit of photography. Like, when I was young, for sort of like 5 years or so, every trip I went on, get the camera out. I had a 1300D Canon.
Oh, nice.
And I love taking photos and whatnot, and I just find it really cool to just document cool things.
Oh, no, it's ace, isn't it, man?
Piece together this sick ass video that you can just look back on. And, I guess that sort of inspired me to take the documentary subject. And then,
So what are you going to do after with this footage? Is this literally just for your grade? Are you going to post it to YouTube or anything? Or is it just, they just keep the file and that's it?
I mean, the way I'm meant to do it is, they just keep, I send the file to them and they keep it. But I mean, it's my material. I'm free to do with it what I want. So I'll probably
I think you should post it to
YouTube and...
No, you should, bro. Honestly, I think you'd be surprised, how many people would want to see that. Honestly,
I might give it a shot.
If you need any help, let us know. I hope you do thumbnails. I hope you do advertising. Just let us know, because it's an interesting thing, man. It's especially when you've actually made so much effort in it.
For sure.
So you can just tell it's going to be a good piece of work. What do you think your biggest problem you had, you faced making this documentary? Whether it was with content or just the problems traveling, because. Third world country, it's not easy living, is it? Especially in the non-tourist areas.
I mean, luckily there were some jungle treks and whatnot in that area, so there were quite a few homestays, you could say that. So in terms of accommodation, that was fine.
Hello.
Hey, bro, you alright?
Yeah, we're cool, man.
What's this patchwork? That's creative lighting.
I lost the covers that go over them, so I'll just put tissue on them now. Right, we'll jump back in. So, with this documentary, what do you think your biggest problem you faced with making it?
Look, definitely had a few problems, but the biggest one would have been the language barrier. You can't convey exactly what you want to ask to the translator and then have that replicated to the migrant.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
No, I understand that one. And like you said, you were staying in homestays and stuff and hostels. I've stayed in homestays and they speak no English. So it's just like, and obviously you can use Translate, but some places don't even have service. So you're just like paying money. You don't even know if you're paying the right money. Like you're just giving them the money and hoping they're giving you the right change sort of thing. So yeah, it is an experience. And is there anything you do differently? If you were to make that exact documentary again in that exact location with the knowledge you know now, is there anything you do differently?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
so,
definitely. Sounds like there's a lot of fuck ups.
I wish I wasn't as rushed. I wish I could have gone like 2 days of filming at the mines.
Yeah.
And also just being better prepared with my questions. Like,
I
help. Yeah, use a bit of ChatGPT to help draft me some questions and then built on them. It's good, but like I feel like and also just preemptively understanding that they're not gonna have the best English. Or education that will really limit what I get from them.
No, definitely.
So just having an actual storyline for my documentary, because like I've been stuck the past few days just thinking about how am I going to start this documentary. Like,
it's hard. You've got everything, but like putting it together is the hardest thing, man.
So I'm building it because I know I want this one scene at the end. I'm building it back to front.
Yeah, I was going to say, do the back bit first.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, something's got to lead to this.
Exactly.
That's probably the best way to go, right?
No, yeah. So that's what I'm hoping I can do.
Yeah. But the thing is, you've got to be adaptable as well. Like, because if you've only got a short window, you can't spend too much time stressing about something. We've got to get the whole thing filmed. We need to start, middle, and end. You can't just be like, oh, can you just ask him that again? Or like, can you just say this? Like, you've got to get on with it. So I can imagine it being like, obviously, very tough. We're basically coming to the end of it now, mate. So for someone who wants, obviously not on a gem mine, but for someone who wanted to make their first documentary, what would be your best advice for them?
Okay. I'd have to say, depending on the topic of your documentary, plan ahead.
Yeah.
What I did was I had an idea.
Is there any way to plan better? You think like maybe watch someone else who's done a video on it, or like?
Well, yeah, potentially like getting inspiration from similar videos and their ideas. Or just, I mean, if you, like, this was a really complex topic.
Yeah, of course.
There's just a lot of factors to it. The language, the remoteness, the time.
Stuff that you couldn't really prepare for.
Exactly. And I had no clue, like, how the mines would actually be. My perception of them completely changed once I got there.
Yeah.
Because what I read online was hardly anything to do with, the stuff I was actually seeing in person.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see that. Like, I disproved these, predators online.
Yeah, of course, man.
But yeah, like if your topic is a bit more simple, then definitely plan it out. Have like a few core scenes, and don't be afraid to film again. Like,
yeah.
Shoot another day.
Yeah. I think that's good advice, man. I've never made a documentary, so I can't really say. I would just say do something you're passionate about. That'd probably be my best. Probably be my best advice. If I make a documentary, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I think that's about it, bro. Thank you very much for your time. It's been good. We made it work with what little we had.
Pretty good setup, yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure we've made something good out of this, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.